Welcome to yet another show of Smart Careers, where, like it or not, modern employers are using every technique they possibly can to get an insight into your mind, skills, and abilities. Well, psychometric tests have become standard practice, and every employer is using this technique to get a well-rounded view of the candidate's abilities. Join me for this and more. I'm your host, Shiroki Nyanjui. Psychometric tests are a standard and scientific method used to measure individuals' mental capabilities and behavioral style. Employers use the information collected from the psychometric test to identify the hidden aspects of candidates that are difficult to extract from a face-to-face interview. Unajua kitu inaitwa aptitude test?
Yes, sijui.
Hawajui. Sawa. Okay.
No.
Have you ever heard about it?
No.
Unajua kitu inaitwa aptitude test ama psychometric test?
Bado sijapiga cross.
Haujui ni nini?
Bado.
What is the definition of aptitude test or psychometric test?
For sure, I can't remember. I can't recall. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it is the test whereby you want to know the strengths of someone and what someone can do if given a chance.
Psychometric tests aim to measure your aptitude for certain careers and mostly for careers. Yeah.
Once the human resources manager ascertains that you have fulfilled the initial requirements for the position by reviewing your resume, they will then send out a letter with specific instructions for the sitting of the psychometric test. The prime objective of this is to identify at an early stage those job applicants who are unlikely to fill the job requirements of the position on offer and consequently narrow the applications further.
I think one thing, it's good if it's done in the right way. Because one thing, there are so many people working with papers and yet they cannot perform. So they enable us to have people who can perform, and also it helps people work more so that they can be strong in the areas they want to go through in their lives.
Someone's career, it enables you to choose a career that you won't regret later on or feel like, oh, this is too much for me, I wish I didn't choose this, because you already know what your strengths are, you already know what your weaknesses are, and you know how to operate them. Yeah.
Some job applicants believe that the psychometric test is not a good measure to assess their real abilities, personality traits, and suitability for the job. However, the psychometric tests are statistically examined and are constructed to be objective and unbiased. This is done by using standard methods of assessment so that everyone is presented with the same questions and instructions for completing them.
I really think it varies for every person. Some people might see the test results and they'll think this is me. Some people, it may relate to who they are. For example, I'm generally an artistic person, but I'm doing law, which maybe isn't anything to do with design or with art generally, but it just showed me a part of my personality, not necessarily my career. For others, it really has no bearing at all. They'll see the results and they'll still pick something completely different from it. Yeah.
It may not be necessary, but I think it helps to know the kind of person you are, what you are capable of handling, and what you can't handle, your strengths as well as your weaknesses. So I think it's also important, because when you know your strengths, then you know what you can be able to do and what you can handle. When you know your weaknesses, you know where you're supposed to improve on. Yeah.
Welcome back to Smart Careers. We are now joined by Caroline Kamene, and she's going to give us her experience when she took a career psychometric test. Karibu sana, Caro.
Thank you.
So, why did you choose to do a career psychometric test?
I chose to do the career psychometric test. I used to hear about this psychometric. I thought it was something hard, so I wanted to try and do the test so that I can know that it's something that is so hard the word psychometric, it sounds something so difficult. That's what I wanted to try. Yes.
Before you now came to, to do the test, what was going through your mind?
Before going through the test, I was thinking about so many things. Am I in the right career? Whatever I do the test and I'm in the wrong career, does it mean going back to school again? Does it mean saving for that money to go back? I was thinking about so many things. Will I lose my job? I was thinking about so many. I was so anxious. Yeah.
What were some of the expectations that you had before now you took the test?
The expectations, I was thinking of, I'll have the strength to go tell my boss, you see now I'm in the right career, I'm in the right career path. Will you add me my salary? You know, that's what we usually think of first. Yeah, those were some of my expectations. Yeah, will I get a promotion? I was thinking of so many things.
And how was the process like?
At first, you know, the word psychometric, usually think it's something that is so hard. But it was not. It's just something that I did for 15 minutes. The questions were so clear. You know, I was thinking like maybe the question I'll get in question number 2, it's the same question they'll reverse in question number 47. But the questions were so clear. Yeah.
Were you satisfied with the results?
I was satisfied with the results because when the results came out, I was so good in numbers and accounting, and currently I'm the accountant. So I was so happy with my results.
What would you advise now somebody who is thinking about taking the test?
I'd advise especially high school when they're choosing their careers, especially Form 2 and you're going to Form 3, when they're choosing their careers, they start doing it from there. Because me, I never had the chance. That time we did not have things like career tests. I'd tell them to do that test. Yeah, it will get them in choosing their careers wisely and they'll know what they're best in. Yeah.
Well, that was Carol Kamene telling you not to fear the word psychometric. It is just like any other test. We are now going to take a short break, but before that, our encouragement segment. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Smart Careers, and we are now joined by Victoria Wainaina, and she's one of the directors of Discover Your Careers. Karibu sana, Victoria.
Thank you so much.
So, tell us about career psychometric test and how does it work?
The career assessment test is one of many psychometric tests that you will find in the marketplace. This particular one is used to help the test taker identify the areas of interest and careers that would be suitable for them. It is designed using the theory of one of psychologists known as John Holland, who stated that our interests area should inform what careers we choose. So it aims at identifying what areas those are for the test taker and therefore what careers would be suitable for them. Yes.
And what do these career psychometric tests aim to measure?
Okay, so Holland said this, the psychologist. When your areas of interest rather, align to the tasks that you do on a day-to-day basis, you're bound to be very motivated in the work that you do. If, however, the tasks that you're doing do not engage your areas of interest, you're bound to be very demotivated. So this test aims at identifying what those areas of interest are. Holland generally came up with 6 key areas. He had the realistic, the investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional. So the test then aims at identifying where do you lie in these 6 key dimensions, and therefore if you're an investigative, for example, what careers are suitable for the investigative type. Now the assessment does not make a decision for you, but at least it commences that discussion of careers, what is suitable for you, and you can now take that information and do further investigation so that you can now make an informed decision. Yes.
So how can one actually now prepare oneself before taking the test?
This assessment is not an assessment where you would pass or fail. it is not measuring facts. If I would put it in a Kenyan context, it's not an aptitude test that's, for example, measuring your memory of the BODMAS formula in mathematics, you know. So I'm not going to ask you what is 2 plus 10 minus 15 times 3 divided by 4. That's not the kind of thing that it's measuring. I'll ask you, for example, this coming weekend, because we're now going into the weekend.
Yes.
Would you rather spend your Saturday reading a good book, you know, or socializing with your friends? So it's not a test that you will pass or fail. And therefore, in terms of preparation, you don't have to now go out there and try and gather as much knowledge as you can between now and Saturday. No. What we encourage people to do is just to get a good night's rest, be fresh, and like I said, because you can't really prepare for who you are, it's actually measuring your preferences. Just take it with a fresh mind. Give yourself some quiet space. It's an online assessment, so you want to give yourself about 30 uninterrupted minutes where you can think quietly and just answer the questions as they're posed to you. So preparation, maybe just be fresh, good night's rest, quiet time, quiet space, and just do it.
And how is the process like now when it comes to taking the test?
All right, so within DYC, we have made it very simple and available to all. It is taken through, in terms of administration, from our website. So what needs to happen is that we need to get your details, the details of a test taker. And generally we require the first name, the last name, an email address, and a payment of 3,000 shillings. And I will be happy to walk you through how you then go registering yourself using our website. And once we have received your details, we share them with a test provider who will then send a link to you using the email address that you furnished us with. Now, when you go into your inbox, you would open your email, of course, and you would click on the link that has been provided to you. Once you open that link or click that link, the test will appear in your screen. Go ahead and answer all the questions. There are slightly more than 80. And once you complete the questionnaire, then you would click on the submit button. If you don't submit your responses, we don't have anything to talk about. There's no basis for discussion. Yeah. So the responses must be submitted. And once that is done, then we immediately get a report. You will get a report on your screen that will show you how you scored on the different six dimensions that I told you about. We will also get a copy of the report, but what we like to do, if you need our assistance, is to have to schedule a one-on-one interpretation session and to pick, to have a discussion about what this report is saying. Yes. So generally, it can take 24 hours.
And how accurate are now the findings from the test?
Our test providers have done a good job of testing it in the marketplace. It has actually been approved by the American Psychological Association. So that gives comfort to the test taker that it's not something that I, Vicky, went and wrote in my house.
Yes.
So it's an assessment that has been validated and has been found to be reliable, which means that questions have been tested in the market and found to test what they say they're testing and to give you the results for what it is that they're testing. So it's a valid tool, it's a reliable tool, and then what our providers go on to do is to also test it every few years. Every few years you want to do further and further research. So it gives you comfort in knowing that another body, a professional body, has looked at the questionnaire and that indeed the test is testing what it's designed to test. Yes.
So, and what are some of the advantages are there after now taking the test or before now taking the test?
We have found that a lot of parents come back and tell us that it was a very good instrument to administer on their youngsters before they make career decisions. So for those who are, say, year 10 or Form 2 in high school, it has been advantageous in that before they identify the subjects that they're going to either drop or retain. They have taken the test and found it has given them insight into who they are, their areas of interest, what careers would be suitable for them, and therefore they have they've made informed decisions on the subjects. Even for those who are about to join the university, it helps them identify suitable courses, because it's a major problem, not just in Kenya, but the world over, where people start a course and go into it 2 or 3 years and then end up changing the course. So, you know, this assessment then helps you in terms of saving time, saving the cost of undertaking the wrong course, identifying a suitable career. And then for the working professionals, we have been informed that it helps them a lot. I think you just interviewed someone who stated that for her, taking the test was a confirmation of her career path. Yes, so it helps for those who are uncertain. It gives guidance. For those who just need the confirmation, it gives that it boosts their morale. And for those who need to select courses and subjects, then it helps in that, make that decision.
So why would it be important for someone to now take that career assessment test?
If you're at crossroads and really can't, you know, think about career decisions, everybody has opinion except you.
Exactly.
So your parents may have an opinion about what you should do. Your friends have an opinion. Your teachers. But taking an objective tool that doesn't know who you are, it doesn't know what gender you are, it doesn't know where you come from. So it gives you a very unbiased report on who you are. Greatly assists in that career decision-making process.
And how reliable is now the test when it comes to choosing a career?
The test, the beauty of this assessment is that it gives you a wide array of careers to select from. You have observed, I'm sure, after the KCSE results are released, top students will generally speak about 5 careers because that's what they know. Yes. But now when they take this assessment, they find that with their abilities and areas of interests, there are actually more careers that they can consider. So in terms of reliability, it is a good instrument. It opens up one's options. And yes, even for career teachers, they have come back and told us, you know, as a career teacher, I really didn't know how to help these young people because I wasn't trained on how to be a career master or career mistress. So it's one of the tools that you can use in that whole career guidance process, and it has really added a lot of value. Yes.
And who exactly can now undertake such a test?
We generally advise that anyone who is over 15 years of age. We have looked at the questions ourselves, and they have been customized for the Kenyan market. So we know that the test can be understood by anyone. It's not just a test that's suitable maybe for children who've gone to school in Nairobi. It doesn't matter whether you're from a rural setting, an urban setting, whether you're from Nairobi, Lamu, you can take the assessment. And like I said, the beauty of it is that it's an online assessment. So you don't have to come into Nairobi where you're based to take it. It can be taken on the phone, it can be taken as long as you have a good internet connection. So generally, we advise if you're over 15 years of age and you have a good internet connection, you can take it from the comfort of your home. You can use your smartphone. Yes.
That is really nice. Well, that has been Victoria Wainaina giving us information on how to undertake a psychometric test. If you want to leave me your views and comments, you can do that on 20058 or my Facebook page, that is Smart Careers. If you also wish to advertise with us, you can send me an email at smartcareers254@gmail.com. Until next time, I have been your host, Shiro Kinyanjui.